Welcome back to the next video. Today we are going to do problems with respect to purchases and sales. So we'll take different problems in purchases and we'll take different problems in sales. So let us start with the first transaction. And the first transaction is purchased goods from Rita on cash worth rupees 50,000. Okay. So let us start. So we'll say this is another company, Rita, and what our company is doing, see again, you are the accountant of TD company. So you are here in this case. And what is happening here is from Rita, goods are coming to TD company. So now since you're the company of TD company, we have to see what is coming inside a company, what is going outside a company. So now let us see who are the parties and what is involved in this transaction. So first party here is involved is TD company. Second party is company of Rita's. So because Rita is giving the goods. Third is purchase of goods. So what is coming here is goods. So purchase of goods. So we'll purchase of goods. And fourth is this transaction complete in this case? Not yet. Yes, still we take into consideration cash. Now once something comes in, we have to give something, right? So what are we giving to Rita is cash. So we are giving Rita cash. So the fourth thing here is cash. Now, like I said, in your own company, you do not put your own name. So cancel this first. Then, since this transaction is complete, okay, we only want, there are two things now involved, purchase and cash. Rita is not required here in this case. Why? Because this transaction is complete. So I do not have to mention in my books that Rita, I have taken bought from Rita. As long as I mention that I have bought goods, okay, and I have paid cash, it's not required. Unless and until I buy it on credit. If I was buying from Rita on credit, in that case I would have to mention that I bought from Rita. Why? Because I have to still pay Rita back. In this case, the entire transaction is complete. Okay. The next credit transaction we'll do next. Then you will understand better why it is taken, why Rita is taken in this case, and why Rita is not taken in this case. So now we have two things, purchase of good and cash. Purchase of goods, is it a real account, personal account or nominal account? Purchase of good is a real account. Cash, again, real, nominal, it's a real account. Now when you're saying purchase of good, what is coming inside a company? This is a company. What is coming inside a company? Goods are coming in, correct. What is going out? Cash. So debit what comes in. So purchase of good will be debit. Cash is going out. So cash will be credit. From here, say suppose now we have 1 lakh rupees in a cash draw. This is 1 lakh. From 1 lakh, 50,000 is going out, right? So cash is going out. From this draw, cash is going out. And what is coming here? Say suppose we have goods worth 10,000 plus 50,000 goods are coming in, right? So now total we have 60,000 goods. So what is coming inside a company is important and what is going outside a company is important. Okay. So what is coming in is purchase. So therefore purchase will be, so let us start now the entry. See, whenever you're starting the entry again, see that it's written here. These things are already, you have to write in the books of TD company. In whose books are you writing these accounts? You're writing the accounts in the books of TD company. So you have to mention here. Okay. You're the accountant for TD company. So you have to mention in the books of TD company. Then date, particulars, debit column, credit column. Okay. The date here is 10/06/18. So which entry is going to be debit? Purchase account will be debit. So you can start here with buy, purchase, account, debit. How much? 50,000. Leave some space. 2. What is going out? Cash is going out. So cash account will be credit. Okay. So all debit entries start with by, all credit entries start with to. So to cash account credit 50,000. So then you put your narration, being goods purchased from Rita rupees 50,000 on cash. Now this you can put it in your own words. Now again remember, debit side has to be equal to credit side. So this side is total 50,000 and this side total is 50,000. So the transaction here is complete. Now that you understood the cash transaction, we shall go to the credit transaction. So I'm just modifying here, instead of cash we have put it here as credit. Okay. So let us see now what happens here. So again it is saying that Rita is a supplier. So this is Rita. So you're the accountant here. And what is Rita giving our company? Rita is giving our company goods. So are these goods purchased or sold? As per our company, in our books, these goods are purchased. Okay. So purchase of goods. So now let us look at this transaction. Who are the parties and what is involved in this transaction? So first party here is this company. Why? Because we are purchasing. So TD company. Second party is Rita. And third is goods purchased. Now understand here is, we have bought these goods, but we have bought these goods on credit, which means, have we paid Rita cash? Have we paid her cash? No, we have not paid the cash. So is this transaction complete? This transaction is not complete, which means we require additional information, right? Now this here is the additional information. Now this is the first transaction and this is the second transaction. Now what is happening in the second transaction? We shall see later. So what we'll do is, first we shall pass the entry for this transaction. Okay. So the first entry here is, now let us revise before going there. TD company, do we put it in our books? No, because we are the accountant of TD company, so we do not put TD company in our books. Now in this case, do we write Rita? Now why do we have to write Rita's name? Because the transaction is not complete. If cash was paid, the transaction was complete, so we do not have to write Rita's name. Now cash is not paid, therefore we have to write Rita's name. So let us look at the entry now. So the first entry is, we'll do the first transaction. So the first transaction, the entry is 10/06/18, buy, purchase, account, debit 50,000. To Rita, account, credit 50,000. So in here you can write, being purchase of goods on credit from Rita rupees 50,000. Okay. Now, although we have passed the first transaction, this entire transaction is not complete. This transaction is not complete. So the next part of this transaction is here. So when the goods have been purchased, the goods have been purchased of 10th of June. And when the money is paid on a different date. So now let us look at when the money is paid. Now let us go to the second part of the transaction. Now this part of the transaction, it takes place on 15th of June 2018. See, we have purchased goods on which date here? We have purchased goods on 10/6/18. Now, what they are saying is, the second part of the transaction saying is that we have paid Rita, okay? How we have paid Rita? We have paid Rita in cash, okay? 20,000, and we have paid her by check, 30,000, which makes this 50,000. See, since we have purchased goods worth rupee 50,000, now we have to pay her also 50,000. So how are we paying her? We are paying her in cash, we are paying her in check. See, when we say cash, we take it as cash account. But when we say check, remember one thing here is, always remember, we treat it as bank. We do not say check, we say bank. Because simple thing is, the check has been paid from the bank account. So now here is the payment entry. Now in this case, in the first case, when the goods were bought on cash basis, see, this is on credit, right? When the goods were bought on cash basis, the transaction was complete. Goods were bought, payment was made. Now what is happening here is, goods are bought on 10th of June, payment is made on 15th of June. So there are two parts to the transaction. So now here we have recorded the first part. Let us record the second part. Now before we start with the second part, let us understand what are the parties, or what is involved in the second part. So look here now. Paid Rita. So who has paid? First thing is TD company has paid. Second, who has TD company paid? Rita. Third, what have they paid? Cash. And last, they have paid fourth. They have paid through the bank account. Correct? So now there are four parties to this transaction. Now, first party, do we record? No, we do not record. Second party, yes, we record. Third, we record. Fourth, we record. First, Rita. What type of account is Rita? Real, personal, nominal. Rita is a personal account. Cash. Real, nominal, personal. Cash is a real account. Now, in this case, bank. Some books will show you that bank is a personal account. Some books will show you that bank is a real account. Actually, bank is a personal account. Bank is a personal account. But since it is being paid from the bank, okay, if you use the, suppose now you're saying debit what comes in, credit what goes out. If it is going out from your bank, again you can say credit what goes out. But again it is, bank is paying it, right? So bank is the giver of the money. Bank is the giver of the money. So therefore it is credit. Now let us identify. Rita. Is Rita debit or credit? Rita, in this case now, in the second transaction, Rita is the receiver. Here, Rita is the receiver of the money. So since she is the receiver of the money, debit the receiver, credit the giver. So Rita is going to be debit. Next, cash. Cash is going out or coming in? Cash is going out of our business. So suppose now we say we have 1 lakh rupees here. 1 lakh. From 1 lakh, 20,000 is going out from our business, right? So cash is going to be credit. And bank account. The money is being paid from our bank account. Now again in our bank account, so we have a SBI bank account here. Say we have a SBI bank account. TD company, SBI bank account. Now from our bank account, money is going to Rita. So TD company SBI bank account. SBI bank account, what is happening here is debit the receiver, credit the giver. So our bank account is the giver of the money, and therefore bank account will be credit. Okay. So there are three accounts: Rita, cash, and bank. So let us pass the transaction now. Put the date first, 15/6/18. Yes. So buy Rita account debit. How much is Rita receiving? Rita is receiving entire 50,000, correct? Although you're paying her in two parts, but she's receiving the total amount, right? This is her total amount. Rita is receiving this, right? Yes. So Rita account debit 50,000 to cash account credit. How much is going out from a cash box? Cash box 20,000 is going out from a cash box. And next here is, see in this case, is debit side, this is the debit side, right? This is the debit side. Is the debit side equal to credit side? No, it's still not equal. That means the entry is not yet complete. This side is 50,000, while this side is still 20,000. Correct? So to bank account credit 30,000. Now if you look at both the sides, this side is 50,000, this side is also 50,000. Now we know that the transaction is complete. So you can write your narration being amount paid to Rita in cash and check rupees 20,000 and 30,000 respectively. So now in this case, with this second transaction, the entire entry is complete. Now I will just show you another thing here is, so if you realize here Rita is credit, Rita account credit, and in this case Rita account is debit, which means 50,000 this side, 50,000 this side. What happens here is the effect is nil. So automatically Rita gets cancelled from the books of accounts. Here in this case, Rita is showing as a payable. That means we still have to pay her. In this case, this payable is removed by debiting the transaction. So first here in our books it is showing that still we have to still pay Rita 50,000. So now we have debited Rita. When we debit Rita, it removes Rita from our books of accounts, saying that we have paid Rita all her dues. So her dues are 0. I hope you have understood now purchase. So we have done two things. One is when you purchase on cash, the other is when you purchase on credit. Let us start with a sales transaction now. So the first transaction here is sold goods on cash rupees 90,000. See now when you have sold goods on cash 90,000, it's not required. Usually problems just state this. They don't say sold goods on cash to so and so person. So we'll say to Steve. Usually problems just give this part, sold goods on cash rupees 90,000. Why? Because the transaction is complete. So they do not mention the name of the person. So what we shall do here is we shall just mention the name of the person, because in real life we know who we are selling it to. Okay. So we shall just mention the name of the person. So let us try to identify now what is required in this transaction. TD company, and here you are accountant. So now what you're doing is you are selling goods to Steve. Correct? So what is going out is goods. Now these goods are going out. So these are sales. Sale of goods. So suppose now you have say goods worth rupees 10 lakhs in your company. So from 10 lakhs, how much is going out is 90,000 rupees worth goods are going out. And what is happening here is the transaction says here sold goods on cash rupees 90,000. So you're selling goods, and what you're receiving in return is you're receiving cash. And how much cash are you receiving? You're receiving 90,000. Correct? So let us look at this transaction now. First part to the transaction here is TD company. Second part here we have sale of goods. So sales. Third part we have cash. And fourth part we have Steve. Now remember that this transaction is entirely complete. So first TD company we do not take. Here, most important parts are here, right? Sale of goods and cash is received, entire cash is received. Sometimes if suppose only 50,000 cash was received, in this case, we would still have to take Steve's name. Why? Because Steve has to still pay 40,000 rupees. But here, Steve has paid entire 90,000 rupees, so we do not have to write his names in the book. So we'll cancel Steve's name also. So two things we have to take is sales and cash. Now sales, is it a personal account, real account, nominal account? Sales is a real account. Cash is also a real account. Real account, debit what comes in, credit what goes out. So here sales, goods are going out of the company. See, from here it is going out, right? So goods are going out, so sales account will be credit by goods are going out. Cash is coming inside the company, it's entering the company, so cash account will be debit. Okay, so here in this case we shall start. What's the date? 10 10 07 18. By cash account debit 90,000 to sales account credit 90,000. Narration you can put, being goods sold on cash rupees 90,000. If you want, you could put to Steve. So here the entire transaction is complete. We shall take a similar transaction to sales, but here in this case it is sold on credit. So again, there is one transaction and there is the second part. So the first part, what it is saying here, that TD company has sold goods to Steve. So what is going out is goods. So this is sale of goods. So this is the first part. Okay. So in the first part, now who is involved? TD company is involved. First part. Second here is sales. And third here is Steve. Now in this case, TD company, we do not record. Sales we record. Do we have to record Steve? Yes, we have to record Steve. Why? Because we have not received the cash. We have not yet received the money. Therefore, we have to record Steve. Okay. So let us record this transaction now. The date is 10/7/18. By Steve account debit. Now why do we say Steve account debit? Because goods are going out first thing. So goods are going out, meaning what? It is credit, it's going out from here. And who is the receiver of the goods? Receiver of the goods is Steve. So debit the receiver. By Steve account here in this case is personal account. And in this case sales is real account. So Steve is the personal account and Steve is the receiver of the goods. Therefore, we have written here as Steve account debit. How much, what is the worth of goods he is receiving? 90,000. So he has received goods worth rupees 90,000 to sales account credit. Now here you can write sale of goods or sales account. It depends upon you what you would like to write, but follow only one thing. Okay. So being goods sold on credit to Steve worth rupees 90,000. Okay. Now this transaction is not complete. Therefore, we have the second part here. Now what is happening here is we are received rupees 90,000 in cash from Steve. Now in this case, entire amount is coming in cash. It's not coming in parts. It's not coming half to check, half to cash. No, the entire amount is come through cash. So let us draw the second part here. Now the second transaction, what is it saying here is, again, who we have here, we have TD company, and you are here, you are the accountant here, and Steve here. So this is the second part now. Now what is happening in the second part is Steve is paying. So Steve is giving us money. So he's giving here, only one thing he's giving here is cash. Has he paid a check also? If he had to pay check, then we would have something here called as bank. But now he has not paid check. So there's no bank. And why would we have written bank? Because bank would receive the money. So now we have only cash. So first part of the transaction, TD company. Second part of the transaction, cash. And third part of the transaction, Steve. Now TD company, we do not record in our books. Cash. Cash is a real account. Steve is a personal account. Now cash, in this case, cash is coming in. So cash account debit. Why? Debit what comes in, credit what goes out. Real account rule. Steve is a personal account. Is Steve paying the cash or Steve is receiving the cash? Steve is paying the cash in this case. So debit the receiver, credit the giver. Steve is giving the cash. Okay, so he is credit. Now we are talking with respect to cash. So the transaction is happening on which date? 5th of August. So 5818 by cash account debit. How much? How much has Steve paid? 90,000. So entirely 90,000. Entire 90,000 to Steve account, because we have only two accounts there. So Steve account credit 90,000. So you can put your narration here, being amount received from Steve rupees 90,000. So in this case also debit side is equal to credit side. Here also debit side is equal to credit side. If you look at this also now, Steve account here is debit and Steve account here is credit. So in the first part, it tells us that Steve has to still, it is receivable from Steve. We have to still receive the money from Steve. And the second part of the transaction tells us that, see, the amount is nil now. That whatever we were supposed to receive from Steve has been received. So Steve account is nil. Steve does not have to pay us any amount. Okay. So this debit and credit nullifies the amount. It nullifies this account. Okay. So debit side same amount and credit side same amount. See, this is the same account. Same account here and same account here. So debit and credit, it becomes 0. In the next video, we shall do different other type of problems like expenses, liabilities, and then following we shall do a problem. We'll take the entire problem where it contains about maybe about 5 to 10 transactions and we'll try to solve the entire problem.